I just had a thought. Time is not nature. There's time is never nature. Time is man-made actually. You know, if time doesn't if time doesn't really exist, then we all made time. We all created our time in this reality. I don't think time. Nature. I didn't. I don't think nature created time. Nature is totally different from time. Time is, is a manifestation that we created in this reality. And we. That's why we always believe in time all the time. So it's like, yeah, the nature of time, the nature. Some guy had saw a video says time is nature, but yeah, nature is time, but it's not really. It's not nature at all. If you think about it, nature doesn't even have time. You know, if you look at the trees, the animals, the plants, the water. Yeah, there's movements in it. There's a lot of movements, but it's like it doesn't mean there's time in it. Just movements. That's all. When we move, our own movements. It's like how could that be? How could we have? How could that be? How could that be time? You know. Why do we have a thought of time every time we move? You know. And it's like, and then when you're out of body, then time itself doesn't even exist if you're out of body. It's like when I was on the other side. For that moment, seeing I am different. I noticed it was quiet. I noticed, but I did hear the lightning. I mean, I saw the lightning. You know, and I looked around. And I saw the lightnings all over on the clouds. It's like, yeah, time is created. Time. I look at time. It's like there is no time in creation. And it's like it's like when I guess creation created time, just I guess not to be bored. You know, the first male and female, and I thought about that. It's like, yeah, it was so bored it created time. So it doesn't get bored. Like I said on my last video, and I still keep thinking about that. You look if you're on the other side. How could time exist if you're on the other side? So it's like how what it's like I guess time here. Me being 20 million years old, and you wonder, you know, because time. I mean, I think there's because over there's a difference in time. I noticed that too. You know, it's like here, over there is like when I was 30 minutes, and there it felt like it was 2 hours. It's like it's slower on the other side. I noticed it's way slower on the other side. So you wonder why the first creation got so crazy. You wonder why first creation got crazy. It's slower on the other side, and it's like I could see why it went so crazy because it was alone. Being alone. I know what it feels like to be alone. But But if you be alone and not hear a sound, not hear one sound, that could drive you crazy. It could drive you insane. It could make you do crazy, cycle bullshit. I mean, you could be a psychopath, not hearing a sound, not seeing anything. And it's like it will go crazy. My question is, why did the first creation veer off out of the middle of nowhere and then all of a sudden just became great? There got to be another creation somewhere where other creations meet, you know? So why did this creation, you know, wander off, you know? Why did it become what it became, you know? Why did it wander off? I was curious about that sometimes. Because for me, being alone, you know, I kind of adapt to it. The body I'm in, I kind of adapted to being alone. It's like it doesn't drive me nuts. It's always your mind, always fucking with you all the time. So you imagine creation having all these different. I don't know, if creation has thoughts or not, but it's like you think about it, it's like it must have a lot of thoughts, you know, and it created it all. I think it created its own thoughts. It created its own. I don't know. And I wonder why it got crazy. I'd still think about it. It's like, why did the first male and female gave Jay all the power? That's one thing I'm still trying to figure that out. you know, who was Jay? Jay was a protector for them. So who is, I mean, is there other creations that attack, and Jay protects them from other creations? Because I guess being Jay's sibling, I guess when we grow up, we all become you know, our own way of our own creations, our own self. And I think about that sometimes. It's like if Jay is part of creation, then he can create whatever he wants to create in his own reality and how he wants his reality. Just like since I'm still a sibling, I can create what I want to create, you know, just like Jay. But I'm not as mature as Jay is, if you think about it. It's like I'm not as mature as him since he has all the experience, you know, being who he is. And I thought about that too. It's like I'm not as mature as he is because I'm still a sibling, you know. I'm still learning in a learning process. But somehow for me is I look at everything. I don't see everything as a job. I don't see myself as a janitor. I don't see myself as anything else. I see myself completely different from Jay. It's like I look at myself and just I always ask this question: is why does everything have to be a job? Period. You know, why does everything have to be a job? Because because if I created my own reality, nothing's jobs would not exist for me in my way of looking at things. You know, job would not exist. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can have a planet, but I wouldn't call it a job. I would call it something else. You know, other than I would life would be like a vacation. You know how that's how I would create life because it it would be like I don't know. It's like yeah. The, and there's one thing I do agree about Jay is the body's not having to eat and to shit and pee. You know, it's like yeah, I would love that. Then we wouldn't be consuming this planet. We actually would just take care of it. You know, we would actually take care of it instead. You know, that would be. Oh yeah, I could see that as a job to take care of it. A planet to me, I look at a planet as like it's a living thing. And it's like you have to take care of it. It's like it has the planet has its own personality. If you think about it, planet. If you take care of the planet will actually take care of you. You know, if you don't take care of the planet, then why should it take care of you? That's one thing I always think about. It's like, you know, because it's part of us. The planet is part of us. The planet is what made us us. You know, if we don't take care of the planet, it's weird. You thinking about this shit all the time. It's like, yeah, it's like, yeah. I don't know. For me, it's kind of weird. It's like I'm not like Jay, but I'm like Jay. I do agree with Jay, and you know, this this planet does need to be cleaned up. And yeah, I could see him being the janitor that needs to clean this mess up. It does need to be cleaned up. You know, yeah. So he's doing his job. Yeah, I understand now. I understand his job is to clean this mess up. You know, because if you think about it, someone comes up into your creation, if creation created this mess and is doing everything all wrong, then there's always got to be another some part of it's got to clean it. Knows it's got to clean. It's wrong and it's got to clean itself up. You know, because that would if me for if I was if you have the thoughts of creation, the mind, if you look around you, you know, it is a mess we live in. We do live in a mess, and it needs it and it has to fix itself. Creation has to fix itself and fix everything to make sure there is balance. You know, because I believe in balance. The real balance, not just self balance. I mean balance, because balance includes everything on this fucking planet. The animals, the human beings, the trees, the water, the air. You have to have balance. If you don't have balance, then sooner or later it does fix itself to, to bring back the balance to itself. It's just that's my thoughts right now. It's like it's weird, being part of creation. All my life, all my life, I thought I was just like everyone else. I always believed that I was like everyone else. So I always have the thought of being like everyone else, and understanding what everyone else is like. In creation, you are everyone else, you know. If you when you're creation, you are everyone else. You have the thoughts of everyone else, and you think like everyone else. That's why that's how I think all the time, because I always look at myself as everyone else. You know, and it's like we have a problem. We need to get fixed. That's what we need to do. You know, that's how I look at things.